We're like a snoring down morning before the sun come a shining. Just we talk a little and they play number 6 on this. Never come on live, right? Huh? Yes. Greetings and blessings. Greetings. Another Wednesday afternoon, and we go right up until 10 o'clock. And together, we from here, you from there, as we interact, as we send out different vibrations, as we to ensure that these hours will be not just well spent, but will be sufficient so that as a people, we can move from one level to another level. So we give thanks to be here. You're on Best FM, Best 100 FM, and we give thanks for the station. We give thanks for the opportunities, and we give thanks that we have a platform from which we can amplify not just our sound, but the sound of our people. Brother Miguel Lorne here, the program Bitter Sugar. Bitter sugar because sugar can never be sweet for the black race in no form at all, whether economically, politically, socially, and certainly from the excuse used for the dehumanization of our race. I will give thanks. I will start off by reminding our listeners, reminding those far and wide. And remember, you can join us on the type in Brother Miguel Lorne Bitter Sugar, and you're right there with us. You can send your comments so that we can interact and have inter-vibrations as we trod on. The word slave. We must never use this word when referring to our great ancestors. They were never slaves. They were our African mothers, our African sisters, our African brothers, African princesses, African princes, our African warriors. Does that make you a driver? The word in relation to ourselves. To do so is to continue the disrespect of ourselves. It's bad enough when they call you that, but when you now use it as Africans, then you know you are continuing the disrespect they have started upon ourselves. So, brothers and sisters, we read that because it is within that context that a program like this emerges. It's not just a situation disrespecting a Rastafari young princess. It's not just a situation of the Babylon, as we call them, as representing a system of systematic evil, seeking to suppress in whatever way they can the dignity of their own people. In other words, brothers and sisters, when the colonial rapers, murderers, took us away from our homeland, deprived us of our name, our languages, our history, and then in order to continue the deprivations, they set up their police forces. So the police forces now duty is to carry out those, to continue the suppression of our people even after the murderers have gone. They perfected it, and you know how it is from that time. The drivers of the plantation, the enslaved drivers, the house slaves, or I should say the house black people who didn't know themselves, who whip you without mercy so as to please Bakramasa, to show that they are good servants. That's how it goes, brothers and sisters. So you mustn't be surprised. It is going to continue until we are able to liberate our people, until we are able to get rid of institutions that were left behind to suppress, persecute, kill, maim, rob, and do all sorts of these things. That is how it goes, brothers and sisters. So we want you to understand it within that context. So anyone or any set of people that decide to speak up for rights, to stand up for their dignity, to stand up for the dignity of the black race, and this is because these people have long gone. If they don't adopt white ideas, white thinking, white behavior, they don't feel that they're somebody. And consequently, they seek to impose that upon all of us. So anyone who stands with their black dignity and says, I will not bow, I will not be coerced, I will not be tortured into following your game, this is how it is. What did the family say? To show you the deep-seated hatred, the deep-seated antagonism that exists within some members of our society. That even after this police lady cut off the locks of this young sister, she took up some of the locks from the ground and cut them up further. What does that say to you? The hatred. And when even others speak for mercy, what does the same police lady say? She says, when she leaves her house, she leaves her heart behind. In other words, she comes out without mercy. without pride, without shame, and without humanity. And she is proud of it. But if she was taught from early in those training that the Rastafari group presents a higher form of blackness than the rest of us in this country, it would be a different story. If every police was taught that they were black and that they were Africans, and that those who helped to liberate us and to gradually continue the liberation, it would be a different story. But no, they were taught that those who have the mind, the persistence to tell you that the creator of heaven and earth, the creator of the universe, the creator of our thinking and civilization is black like us. Once you carry that mark, then they have been trained to oppress and to suppress and to brutalize those people. That is how it goes, brothers and sisters. The teaching, the training, all of that is to brutalize and oppress. So even the few that comes out of it and says, look, I know better, I'm going to do better. But generally, brothers and sisters, so we must understand within that context. And therefore now, when we stand up, and I'm calling upon all of I and I, Rastafarians, non-Rastafarians, Pan-African activists, teachers, lecturers, craftsmen, farmers, to come out Friday morning, 9 o'clock, so-called Independence Day. You come outside there at the Mandela Park. Let us make a stand. Let us stand up for justice. We will be standing up for justice for three main situations. One, for little Nzinga, for that atrocity carried out against her. Two, it was on the 6th of August that Mario Dean died at the hospital for merely being in possession of a little spliff, brothers and sisters. Murdered, taken to the police station, a healthy human being with his bag on his way to work on the construction site. And 3 days later, died in the hospital over there in St. James. We won't forget such thing. And when they come and they pay us these lip service, I want you all to realize, because they come to these things and they said, I remember when we were demonstrating down at Ministry of Education, and the Minister of Education at the time, Mr. Samuda, came out and said, this will never happen again, about the little child with her hair and he made, they come with these fancy talk, brothers and sisters, but it's about time we say to them, enough of those fancy talk, enough of those things. We are tired of it, because you come with these placatory speeches, but deep down, you all are dragons. You exploit the people. And we know you exploit them because at election time, you give the people money to vote for you. Jamaica ain't no democracy. It is a by-vote principles that exist here. And because they know they can buy your vote, they can brutalize you. And you come out and demonstrate, they're going to say, boy, it's a 2-day wonder. It will just filter away. Well, it's about time we stand up in totality. It's about time we make ourselves firm and strong and don't accept them licky when them come around to give you and buy you out and so on. It's about time we say to you, no, away with them. So we will have the demonstration for little Nzinga. We'll have the demonstration in support of Mario Dean. And we're going to have this demonstration in support for the stop of the abuse against ganja and the adherence of ganja. to come with your armor ready to stand up for these causes. We still have brothers being persecuted, beaten, brutalized, their herbs taken away. They are not charged, and it just continue. So we got to stand up. And brothers and sisters, we will get result when we stand up. We will. And later on in the program, I'm going to